see, we used to have this. If I had a move, nobody else did it. Because I never had a move other than lay it on my...
No, you did. The short clothesline. The short clothesline that Jake stole off you.
Yeah, that. And then he turned to be a preacher. What the hell? The thieving bastard. He stole my deal. And he'd probably tell you that too. And I still remember it, Fort Worth. And you told me it was his first match.
I think someone told you that, but maybe it was his first, like, in a recognized territory, maybe.
Well, not the first match. Yeah, it's not the first match.
Yeah.
First match in a recognized territory, yes. So then he not only steals my short clothesline, and then, because he had a bigger platform than I did, it becomes his, and now he's preaching the gospel and going on. Mm-hmm. So, did you ever meet Jake?
I've never met Jake. I'd like to. He's got a podcast as well somewhere. He
is intriguing to talk to because he has that voice, and, if he looks at you, hell, the next thing you think he's going to damn stick a knife in your heart or something, the way he's talking. I got to tell you this. One time I was somewhere. And when I say somewhere, it's because I can't remember. But I was in my run with WWF in 1995. They had brought him back. No, 96. I was with Bradshaw. I do remember this. And he was sitting over there talking to a bunch of, like, they called jobbers. Then they called them enhancement talent. But they were all sitting around the floor like, we're going to listen to Uncle tell us stories when we get around the campfire. Uncle Jake, tell us. He's telling this story, and I'm just far enough away from him that I can't quite make out what he's saying. But then I start, getting a little bit closer. He's telling the story. He says, guys, I was driving a 1995 Corvette something, convertible. And I was going down I-85, I-75, right through the middle of Atlanta. And he said, I'm doing 110 miles an hour. I said, damn. Now this end. He says, then he went more. He said, I had this prostitute sitting beside me. Well, that just increased it, 50%. What the hell? And she was naked. What? Going down through Atlanta, 110 miles an hour in a Corvette convertible with a naked prostitute. Have I told this story before?
Yes, but I don't think you finished it. I know this bit. I don't know the next bit.
And she had a vodka bottle or something, and said she had it between her legs and said she was doing with it, he said what she was doing with it. I won't say it here. But she was using it on herself. And those guys were like this, God, really? You did this? He said, yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm riding down there and she's looking at me. And then she said, I had some Coke there. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, Coke and a convertible don't go quite together. But he said, I reached down and got me some Coke. Well, the story's getting better. Now all of a sudden he says, I don't know what it was. Something just told me to get off the interstate. And he said, the next exit I come to, I break it. And he said, I was about 4 cars back from the top. And guess what was at the top of it? It was the state police, and they were stopping cars and searching them. I said, but damn, how's he going to get out of this? Now he's hooked me. I'm over there like this, and the guy's talking to me over here. I was going, get away. I got to hear this. And all the guys said, wow, what'd you do, Jake? What'd you do? He had them. He said, I got to the top, and the cop looked at me and looked at the woman, and he says, Jake, get out of here. He said, get out of here. Go now. Go. And he says, he let me go, and I went down the road. And I don't guess they arrested him or nothing, because that's when the story ended, or they called him for something, but that's as far as the story went. And if I see him again, and I have seen him again, I've asked him about that story, and he doesn't remember the story. I went, well, I'll be damned. Make up something anyway, but he didn't.
You've only told me the first half of that story, and you stopped before the vodka bottle.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the best bit.
That's what she was doing. She was naked. She was a prostitute. He was in Atlanta with all the drugs. You know how Jake said he found drugs in Atlanta or any town?
Go on.
This could be, you may have to blot this out. He said, I looked for Martin Luther King Boulevard. I said, and if he'd have said it now, I said, that's racist as hell. He said, well, that's where it is. So he said he would go down there in the black part of town, or a lot of blacks around, and they'd love him. Jake the Snake. They loved that shit. And he said, I was never in any danger there. I was a big star. He said, hell, they do anything. You know, they just wanted to sit around and bullshit a while, and then I'd leave, take a picture or something. Then he'd leave, which is one of the, I guess, the side advantages of being in bad side of town, but they know you. So they're not going to rob you or try to shoot you or anything, but great story. So